The remaining four persons are also there. They are also concerned with doing some aspect of a work. Who are those four persons? The fifth person being the speed boss. So speed boss is there, and he is basically concerned with maintaining the speed, and also there must not be any kind of a delay in the production. He will look after maintaining the speed and delay process at work. That means every work which is given to the worker, each worker has to perform their own work according to time. What time is given to them? There must not be any kind of a delay in the process at work. Then next is inspector. Who is inspector? One who inspect. So the person who inspect or maintain quality production, who maintain quality production or quality of a production. So this person, he is actually related that whether the production what is going on, everything is being is in a good quality. That means quality products production. So quality products production is also a very important thing for any production company. Then seventh one is the maintenance foreman. Maintenance foreman. So this maintenance foreman means he will actually direct and he will perform skilled mechanical maintenance. He will give instruction for operating, maintaining any kind of other important necessary things. So maintenance foreman means, for example, plumbing work. Plumbing work means the plumber will do the plumbing work, no? So uh, the one who do repairing and all, that person is actually called as a maintenance foreman. And last one is gang boss. Gang boss. So gang boss, that means supervisor. He is now the main person. He is also called as a foreman constructor. He is also called as a foreman constructor. And he is actually also called as a supervisor. So he is actually the main person who will be concerned with each and every aspect. So all these are actually the 8 different kinds of a person or people who are involved to direct the activity of a worker. They will give guidance to the workers in a factory that how they have to do, what they have to do. That is the 8 different person. Root clerk, he will actually get all the raw materials from the shop dispensary, and each and every sequence and manual arrangement of all the raw materials is undertaken by this root clerk. And this person who is there, he has to pass over the materials from one place to another place also. And the second person being the instruction card clerk, and this person who is there, he will actually guide the workers they have to do. That means he will give instructions to the workers for doing his job. Third is time and cost clerk. That means he will be maintaining that how, what, and also the timetable. He will create the timetable to do a job by the uh, employee or by the worker. He is also related with speeding up of a process, also the material cost, labor cost, like that. And disciplinarian, the person who is actually related with maintaining, or he who will actually ensure that discipline must be maintained at the workplace. Then fifth one being the speed boss, who will actually look after the speed and delay process at the work. And that means at the workplace, the work should not happen too speed, and that should not happen very slow. It should work, or it should operate at a minimum optimum level. Then inspector, the person who maintain good quality production. He will inspect that any kind of a duplication or any other kind of alteration is going on or not. That means he will do investigations, and any machine work is proper or not, whether machines are in good conditions or not, quality or qualified good products are producing or not. Then maintenance foreman, he is the person who will actually help in this production process, like being but it may be any kind of a person who is involved in the ventilation process, plumbers, other kind of a subordinates persons. Then gang boss, he is the main person who is also called as a foreman, constructor or supervisor. So all of them give directions to worker on different aspects of a work. That means they will not function, they will not work on only one concept. They will try to direct all the workers in these different area. This is actually the second thing, that is functional foremanship. Third being the job analysis. So job analysis is undertaken to find out the one best way of doing the things. The best way of doing any kind of a job generally require least movement, consequently less time and cost. So job analysis, that means how we have to do the work. For example, any project or any assignment work is given to you. You will start analyzing, you will think how you will do, what you will do. So likewise in the factories also, their motto is that by following some important things like least movement. What is the least movement? Movement of the raw material. Then taking less time and cost. They should invest less and they must get more profit. So for that purpose, how they have to do the job or the work. Fourth is standardization. So standardization, that means standard. That means everything should be maintained with the respect of instruments and tools. So standard, sometimes we say that she is outstanding. That means something, it's very unique, it's very ultimate. Some kind of a different style is being maintained by them, by him or by her. So in the same way, standardization should be also maintained in respective to the instruments, the tools also which are being in the production, and the period of work, the amount of work, the working conditions which are there, the cost of doing the production work, all those things must be in a standardized mode. So the instruments, tools which you are using, that must be of having a standard quality, and the period of a work, the amount of a work which you are doing, and the good kind of a working condition with respect to the cost of production is also very important. The main idea of this management is that they wanted to invest less amount and they wanted to gain more profit. Then fifth one is the scientific selection and training of workers. Fifth one is training of workers. So training of workers are generally very important at the factory levels also. So Taylor has suggested that workers should be selected on scientific basis, taking into some important consideration. So how actually we should select the workers? We have to select the workers based on their education, and then secondary thing is their aptitude. That means talent, aptitude. Then work experience also play very important. The work experience is definitely very important, and also the physical strength is also very necessary for the worker. So all these things must be properly planned out. As a result, it will be very good enough for them. So training of workers which are there, when we are wanted to train the worker, first of all we have to follow the scientific methods. For scientific method purposes, we are actually following all those things. That means we have to select the education. That means what kind of a education he is having, whether they will be able to work or not. I am not talking only about the factory, also in case of a MNC companies and all. So aptitude, what is his ability, his knowledge, whether he is having any kind of a work experiences, and his physical strength. Physical strength means your confidence levels or your weak points, like that, whether he will be able to do or not. So these are very important. And apart from selection and also recruiting the person into the company, those are secondary things, but these are actually very four important things for training of the worker. Then next comes financial incentives. So incentives means apart from salary, sometimes the bonus will be given. That is also called as a incentive. So uh, these incentives are also called as a wages or salaries. The wages is nothing but the amount or a cash which is given to the labor for doing his work. So wages should be based on individual performance and not on the position which a person holds. So based on the individual performance, what he is doing. So see, different positions will be there for each and every person, and what kind of a work he is doing. Based on his work, the salary must be fixed by the company. Then comes economy. Economy. So Taylor suggested that adequate consideration to be given to economy and also profit also. Now this is again a small homework for you. What is economy means? What is this economy means? And here Taylor suggests that based on this fact only, a profit you can expect. Then eighth one is mental revolution. Mental revolution. So mutual understanding between management and the worker is very important. And mental change from conflict to good relation in both the parties is very necessary. See, the name itself is a mental revolution. When there is no good relationship maintained between the manager or the teams, or from the superior to the worker, then you can actually see a conflict between each other. Maintaining a good relationship at the work atmosphere is also very important, because one thing, if you are not being cooperative with your colleagues, that will also disturb your whole work. Your work will be disturbed, and along with them the other people who are also working, their work will be also disturbed. So all these are actually the 8 different types of features of this. The person Frederick Winslow. Frederick Winslow Taylor. He has actually proposed all these 8 different kinds of features of management, that is principles of management, and this is very important thing. That is, the first one is separation of a planning and doing. Second, functional foremanship. The third is in this functional foremanship, 8 different persons will be there, no? Each one of them will actually helps the worker for doing their activity. And third is the job analysis. Fourth, standardization. Fifth, training of workers. Sixth, financial incentives. Seven, economy. And eighth is mental revolution. So these are actually the 8 different kinds of important features of F.W. Taylor's scientific management. Then now we see the principles of scientific management. Principles of scientific management. So principles, that means the main idea, the main motto. So the scientific management approach is actually founded by this Taylor, and he has again given 5 different kinds of principles in case of scientific management. Then in this case you have the principle of use of science for the rule of thumb. The rule of thumb. So according to this one, all the activities being performed in an organization should be analyzed in detail, and the aim of developing a technique of accomplishing the maximum possible work in an efficient manner and at the minimum possible cost. So here, whenever any activities are being performed or about to be performed in an organization, the first thing what the manager or the superior will see, that they will analyze everything in very detailed account, and they will develop a good technique in which there is a maximum possible work and minimum possible cost. Maximum work and minimum cost. These two are very important, and this principle says that we should not get stuck in a set and continue with the old techniques of doing any kind of a work, but we should be constantly, or we have to constantly do experiments. That means we have to improvise ourselves for new techniques which will make the work very simple and also simpler. Second one is the scientific selection and training of workers. Already I have told you just now, training of workers on scientific basis, and here also what we are doing, we are actually taking the education, the work experience, aptitude and physical strength of a employee apart from doing the selection. After checking all these 4 things, that is his education, his work experience, his strength and also aptitude, we are selecting the workers and we are actually giving training for him, so that he will be very new to the work. So all the various activities being performed in an organization, selection of the worker is first of all very important, because if you are actually selecting any kind of a wrong person who doesn't have proper knowledge regarding the work, he can spoil the whole atmosphere in the organization. So scientific appointment means appointing only those persons who can do particular work and with the necessary capabilities in him. So proper training of the worker will also increases the efficiency, and both the workers and as well as the organization will be very fruitful. Tomorrow we will continue.